Well, today we'll learn today we'll learn about the work study. Work study is basically a main component of industrial engineering. Work study basically consists of two main components. One is the method study and another is the work measurement. When this both combines, it becomes the work study, and the work study is a basic part of industrial engineering. Okay, so let us begin with this. If you look at the introduction of this subject, then with increasing complexity of the technological world, need to simplify the work system has been increased day by day. So work study is an area of knowledge that addresses the problem of work simplification with the basic objectives of productivity enhancement and the human comfort and safety. So these two basic elements are the two basic objectives are there for which normally we have to carry out the work study practices. One for production enhancement, productivity enhancement, and another part is the human comfort and safety. It is being known by different words by different people that it is being also known as the methods engineering, it is being also known as the work science, work design, job design, work methods and design, and work measurement, motion and time studying, and likewise. So there are so many different ways with the help of which normally this subject is being known. But if you see the definition of this work study is basically it is the systematic study of the work system with the purpose of developing the preferred system and the methods with lowest cost. So we get the things done with the lowest cost. Standardizing this system and methods, determining the standard time for the task, assisting in training the workers in the preferred method. Above stated definition has four parts. However, the two most important parts are work study, the motion study and the time study. Motion study is basically known as the method study, or it is being also known as the work method design, and time study it is known as the work measurement techniques. The Indian Labour Organization defines this work study as it is the systematic examinations of carrying out activities so as to improve the effective use of resources and to set the standards of performance for the activities being carried out. So it is a systematic examination of carrying out a bunch of activities for improving the task whatever we are doing on a flow. Work study and productivity. Now in 1950 the world population was 2.5 billion and now it is being almost 6.5 billion. So almost 90% increase has been there. So out of these people, more than 1 million below the poverty line struggling for the basic needs which are known as the food, clothing, shelter, securities, health and essential like water, sanitation, etc. For improving the standard of living of citizens, the concerned nation must raise its productivity for economic growth. For any organization, its input-output system can be represented as the input, then whatever the input factors are there, that has to be introduced, then process, and then output. Finally, we are getting the output from the process. Now, what are the inputs? Okay, what can be said as the input? These are the inputs. The inputs are in the form of man, material, machine, method, management, market, likewise, and the output may be the product and services. So the productivity is defined as the ratio of output to input. Thus, the productivity measures the extent to which a certain output can be extracted from a given input. So it may be noted that the production, which is number of products, is different from the productivity. Work study is a tool of productivity enhancement. So it simplifies the job to reduce the unnecessary or the excess work, or we can say the wasteful use of the resources, and sets a standard time for performing the job. So that is the basic aim of, or basic objective of this work study technique. This implies that there is a direct relationship between the work study and the productivity. Thus, by applying the work study principles in the cost reduced by almost near about 20%, then we can say that the productivity has gone up by 20%. So they have a direct relationships. Work content of a job, it means that the amount of work contained in a given job, work or product or process. So it is measured in the man hours, work hours, effort or labor of 1% for 1 hour, or machine hour running of machine plant likewise. So total time of a job comprises of basic work content and access work content. So the basic work content is irreducible minimum time that is required theoretically to produce 1 unit of a product. So in real life world, the actual operation times are far more in excess due to the excess work content. So we have to reduce this excess work contents. Excess work content may be due to the following three categories of the factors, that is the poor design and frequent design changes. Next is the waste of material. Next is the inappropriate quality standards. Another category is that the poor layout, poor utilization of space is there, inadequate material handling is there, frequent stoppage as production changes from one product to another product is there, and likewise. Ineffective methods of doing work, poor planning of inventory, again, frequent breakdown of the machines and equipments, all this leads to the poor productivity. Another category is the absenteeism and lateness, workmanship and accident and occupational hazards. Okay, all this leads to the another category of this productivity. Now, how the work study is being approached? The work study is valuable because by carrying out its systematic procedures, one can get results as good as even better than the less systematic genius would have been able to achieve in the past. So it is systematic both in the investigation of the problem and the development of the solutions. It raises the productivity of the plant per unit by simply recognition of the work with either a nominal or extra input. So it sets the performance standards on which the effectiveness of the production planning and control depends. It contributes to human safety by providing a safe methods of work and allows for better working conditions by exposing the hazardous situations. So its applications starts providing savings immediately and continues till the operation continue. Okay, so that way we can say that the work study plays an important role while improving the productivity. It is basically a tool that can be used everywhere, it's industrial or non-industrial environment, whether the environment may be either industrial or non-industrial, but it can be applicable in the both way. So it is easier and relatively cheaper in its application. It is an excellent weapon for starting an attack on the inefficient system. Okay, so we can use it as a weapon of improving the things in an industry. However, a specialist should apply it tactfully so that the workers remain cooperative while studies are conducted in the plant, because the main hurdles normally arises from the workers. So we should actually take them into confidence, then and then only we can perform this